All right, how's it going? Welcome to the Wrestling and Me Show, episode number one, two, three, four. And we are about to get started. So, I ask, are you ready? What's up? We're going to talk about Monday Night Raw. We're going to talk about wrestling in general because, again, this is Wrestling and Me, the Wrestling and Me Show. Let's start off with a little bit of Monday Night Raw, how we see things or what we saw for the night. It was reported that Vince McMahon wasn't there. We don't know if Triple H was there either, but regardless, Vince McMahon wasn't there. The show itself and watching it was pretty good. Um, wasn't spectacular, but there was a little less sports entertainment and more focused on the matches and of course the Cody Rhodes situation and what's going on with Kevin Owens and the situation that's going on with Kevin Owens and the Bloodline still and Sammy and the a lot of wrestlers, a lot of participants for the show were had to be written off or taken out because of uh, flight delays. Oddly enough, I only say oddly because I don't know, you know. But yeah, the show wasn't bad at all, in my opinion. Wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. They started off with the promo with Ray and Dominic. Ray started talking about it, and they see everybody seems to still be on this WrestleMania thing. I still feel like I'm watching I feel like from last week, of course, because last week was the Raw after WrestleMania. And then this week, I feel like I'm watching Raw after WrestleMania. It doesn't seem like they're advancing past WrestleMania. It's like everything's still stuck in limbo there. It just seems a little off. I don't know. But Dominic's there and he's talking about he's going back and forth with Ray, and Ray lets him know that Bad Bunny will be back. He'll be ready to fight, things of that nature. And Dominic puts up have has the video people put up what happened at WrestleMania and what happened last week and what happened, what's going on, and they just keep bringing it back, bringing it back, bringing it back. So Ray's like, hey, why don't you be a man? Why don't you grow some and face me in this ring tonight, right here in Seattle for the cheap pop. And that crowd was pretty weak, if I may say. That Seattle crowd was pretty weak. I think they need to bring the Supersonics back. You know what I mean? Ha, little joke. Um, but yeah, so he's like, "Why don't you fight me?" He's like, I don't. I'm not gonna fight you, but I know someone who will." And out comes Finn Balor, and I like this Finn Balor. I do. I like Finn Balor. The Judgment Day thing is really starting to grow on me. I wasn't a fan of it when they wrote Edge out of it, but it was said that Edge wasn't feeling the direction in which it was going as far as, they wanted to start it off with like supernatural gimmick or something like that. And he wasn't feeling it, so they got him out of there. And I like the direction in which Judgment Day is going. Rhea Ripley is still, to me, the uh, the glue of it all. She makes Judgment Day, in my opinion. Dominic's coming around too. Dominic's definitely coming around. But Finn Balor, he comes down to face Ray. They have a good match. I'm not gonna be note for note on this thing, man, because it I I'm not live. So if I'm not live, there's no reason for me to be, stretching the show. Try to make it quick for you guys. I know retention is tough, but I'm trying my best to give you guys something good. Um, but yeah, they had a good match. It was the obvious interferences here and there. I believe, if memory serves, did Damian Priest come down? I don't remember if Damian came down, but again, Finn and Ray put on a good match. Definitely good that Finn got the win, even though by, well, how do you say, nefarious means. You know, Dominic came in with the chain again, and ended up hitting Ray. It looked like he got him good too. Like he really put some. It looked like he put some mustard behind that punch. Um, but that ended up getting Finn the win. You know, the 1, 2, 3, bada bing, bada boom. Good win for Finn Balor. Like I said, the Judgment Day. If this is the route in which Triple H is going, seems like he's doing a really good job with them. It seems like he's definitely trying to put a focus on the Judgment Day, a pretty good one at that. Dominic's getting better. Dominic's actually pretty good on the mic, if you ask me. I think he's really, really good on the mic. He just needs to hit the gym more. And I think he'll be something. He'll be somebody. I could see an Intercontinental title or just a mid-card title in general. We know he's not going to be a WWE champion, especially no time soon. But Judgment Day is coming around, and I'm starting to like them. It's been said that there's supposed to be another member coming in, which hopefully so, because I would like to see all the LWO, including uh, Zelina Vega and Ray. So you got Legado del Fantasma, Zelina, uh, and Ray. You know, I would love to see all of them, and then Judgment Day get an extra person, and that would also include Rhea Ripley. You know, and then have them all in the ring at some point doing their thing. Maybe I don't know about a War Games though, because that's what some people are saying. I on some YouTube channels I see they're thinking a Judgment Day versus LWO in a War Games match. I can't see that, but maybe a traditional Survivor Series type match. Um, I don't know, but that just seems the route that they're going. If you look at the way everything's being told and how everything's turning out, you look like down the line you're gonna get the LWO versus Judgment Day. Cool. With if smart, Judgment Day goes over, but you know we'll see, we'll see. Uh, After that match, you get there was an attack in the back. Hold on, wait, is that the order? No, because then there was like this promo with Otis and Chad Gable. They were in the back, and Otis had on the black blazer with the shades, no shirt, and looked like black underwear, just like black men's underwear, dude. Like not tighty whities, but black. um, so there was that, and Maxine calls Gable a troll, calls him a little person. That's a Vince McMahon thing because he has some type of dislike for short people, I guess. I don't know. But the Shorty G gimmick for Gable, and now they're back calling him short, calling him a troll, calling him ugly, and it's just like, dude, come on. Like, yeah, let that go. Like, that's old and actually kind of disrespectful, like tasteless in my opinion. Um, but yeah, you do that, and then there was an attack in the back uh to Lita. We all know, come on, the writing was on the wall for that. For what was who did it, you know? So they're injured, and well, Lita's injured or something like that, and Trish ends up taking her place to help Becky defend the tag team titles. And they have that match. It's Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Again, I'm sorry about the name thing. It's WWE's fault changing the names. It's Raquel Gonzalez or Rodriguez. I'll just say Raquel. So Raquel, Liv Morgan versus the tag champs, Becky, and replacing Lita is Trish. Just so you know, if you don't already, Liv and Raquel ended up getting this opportunity for the tag team titles because last week they won their tag team match against Natalya and Shotzi. Uh, that was a cluster last week. Well, it wasn't a cluster. It was a good one. It was a good one for what it was. It was a good one. But yeah, they get their match. That actually wasn't a bad tag team match. The they got the belts off of uh Lita and Becky, which happened sooner than expected as far as that goes. I knew it was said that Trish was going to go heel, but I didn't think it would be so fast. And I honestly thought that I can appreciate how they did it. They let Liv and Raquel win clean. No cheating, none of that extra stuff. They let them win clean. So that I liked. I thought it was going to be something where Trish would walk away, Trish would kick Becky in the head or something like that. But either way, we got new tag team champions. Trish is the one who ended up taking the fall. There was some good reversals towards the end of that, but in the end, Trish was the one that ended up taking the fall. They get in the ring, and it looked like Becky was going to be the one to look like they called an audible and have Becky be the one to just turn on Trish. It looked that way. Trish is in the ring. She's upset. Becky walks away for a little bit. She comes back in, and they're standing in the ring. And then there was the disconnect because they're standing in the ring, and you see Becky talking to her. And she's patting her on the shoulder or whatever. And they kept crossing each other's faces. Like, it was weird. They just kept, I don't know what they were doing. And then eventually Becky walks by. Trish knocks her down. Then she hits her with a Trish kick. And Becky sold that beautifully. I'll give you that. Becky sold that really, really nice. And you have it. Trish officially turns heel. Now, before I go into the next part, which would have been the Paul Heyman segment, I want to say, first, subscribe to the channel. Secondly, I don't understand why Trish Stratus is a focal point in the women's division right now. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't know why. Forgive me if I don't look at the camera constantly. I keep looking at the screen, not the camera. But I don't understand what is the purpose or the point. It's at my door. Of Trish Stratus being involved in the women's division at the moment. She got the match with Becky, and I'm not gonna say the match would be bad because I feel like Trish can still get going. She showed that, but I just don't get it. You're taking you're taking Becky out of the equation. You're like, we got nothing for you, so let's give you Trish. Like, I don't understand it for the life of me. Becky could be doing so much more. She really could. Like, she got the tag titles, cool. She's been the Raw champ. She's been the women's champ. I don't know if she's won the NXT title. But she's done a lot, and she can still do more. I don't like the idea of her facing Trish Stratus. What is that gonna do? Because she's gonna beat her. She's gonna beat her. What's since we're in this world of now in the wrestling world, it's what's the story? What's the story? Okay, I'll ask, what's the story for Trish and Becky? What? I hope the reasoning is a whole lot better than the reasoning they're trying to shove to us as to why Brock attacked Cody. My match went on first, so I'm pissed. Really? That sounds stupid. That sounds stupid. So hopefully whatever the reason is for that, we get, and it's good. Because right now, it's pointless. It'll happen at Backlash. She'll win. Done. Now what? Now where does Becky go? They're throwing in filler right now because, the draft is coming up. So they're throwing in filler. But, geez, pay-per-views used to mean so much. Premium live events, pay-per-views, whatever you want to call them when I was growing up, they meant so much. Everything made sense. There's a reason why we're having these matches at Backlash. There's a reason why we're having these matches at a what's the other ones? The Survivor Series, Money in the Bank, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, New Year's Revolution. Remember that one? All of them. There was a reason for everything. Everything made sense back then. Now you have these events that's going places and travel. Crown Jewel. What? Super Showdown. What? What are those? There's no reason for those shows. None. Look at me. No reason for those shows. Everything seems to be a throwaway. If it's not Survivor Series, if it's not obviously the big four, Survivor Series, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, if it's not those now, it's like nothing's making sense. Logan Paul, he's getting matches. He's good. He's good. But he's getting matches and they're not making sense. They are being thrown together. He gets a WWE Universal Championship opportunity against Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel. Throwaway show. But why? Logan Paul is no real threat to Roman Reigns. He gets his match with Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins did good by pushing this and trying to sell this and saying, he's just here for the money grab. He's just here for the cash grab. He needs to get out of here. I can understand that, great. Because as a wrestling fan, that's how I started to feel. But dude showed that he can go in the ring. He takes it serious. I can appreciate that because I was saying to myself, like, I hope he takes this as serious as he takes boxing. And he has. But now, they re-signed his contract, they renewed his contract. What's he gonna do? What's his reasoning? What's the end game here with Logan Paul? And don't tell me it's to give him the championship. So now I come back to Trish. What is the reasoning for Trish? It's definitely not to get her a women's title. I mean, if they do it and they say, yeah, give Trish the win, then I could say, all right, they're probably going to give her a shot at the title or run at the title. I'm not for it, but I'm not completely against it. Again, what's going on here? What's the end game? What's the reason? Backlash is looking like a throwaway. Um, the Bad Bunny situation. When they said Bad Bunny, I knew he was going to be involved in a match anyway as the host. I knew it. And he only had one match, but when he was there, or was he just in the Royal Rumble? No, he had two matches. He was in the Royal Rumble, I believe, and then he did have a match with Damian Priest as his tag partner, and he did good. He did do good. But right now, it looks like the main story going into Backlash right now is main stories is Trish, Becky, Brock, Cody. We'll get to that, and then something with Judgment Day and LWO. So we have that, and then that was it for that match. That's all I have to say about that part. Now we get into the segment after that, which was Paul Heyman. And he points out, oh, this one's not here because of flight delays. That one's not here because of flight delays. And he's like, yeah, flight delays my tuchus. Basically, flight delays my ass. And he tries to sell that, they're scared. Matt Riddle and Sami Zayn, they're scared, and they were like, hey, man, whatever. Who are we facing tonight? And they said, oh, it's who's going to be there? And it's Solo. Yeah, let's stay home. Let's get the next flight, rather. Let's get the next flight out. And he says, Solo is the problem solver, the enforcer for the bloodline. Later on in the night, Kevin Owens will be facing Solo. And Paul Heyman is selling it as he's going to be alone. Now, Paul Heyman can cut a promo better than anybody. He could sell you better than anybody. Awesome. Never have nothing bad to say about the guy. And this is nothing against him. But man, when he put that in there, oh, he's alone. I just knew he wasn't going to be alone. That being Kevin Owens. I knew something was going to happen later on in the match. But we'll get there when we get there. He ignored completely. Hey, do you know what happened? Can you answer and tell me, as Kathy Kelly asked him, can you tell me what happened or what's going on with Brock Lesnar? And he's like, yeah, I can tell you. And then he said, question asked, question answered. And then he went in about the other thing, talking about Solo and that the Usos are here and Solo is here and Kevin Owens is by himself. So we have that. And then it's off to the next part of the night. Up next, we get Damage Control which they gotta something's gotta give, and it looks like they're starting to plant the seeds of Damage Control parting ways. Bailey looking great. Um, she comes out of Adam Pearce's office, uh, saying that she tried to get them a tag title opportunity, a tag title rematch, but Adam Pearce was just talking about the draft, which is obvious. They're giving that to the fans, like, "Hey, you listening? Then we're not going to be doing too much because of the draft." So she's like, "Hey, I couldn't get it because he's talking about the draft, but there is going to be a triple threat match, and he put me in there so that so now if I win." I could, if I win this match, I face Bianca Belair for the championship. I win the championship, and now I'll have more pull. And Io Sky was like, "Yo, listen, nah, man." She didn't say it in English, so she was speaking her language, Japanese, I believe. She was speaking, and Dakota was like, maybe what she's trying to say is, "What about us? Why can't it be one of us to get a shot at those titles or get a shot at the women's championship? You've already had your shot." And Becky Bailey reluctantly was like, all right, I'll go talk to him about one of you guys taking my place." So then we have our next match. Two people that didn't have flight delays, because supposedly it was the Miz had flight delay, uh, Riddle had flight delay, and they were supposed to have a match, Miz versus Riddle, which it would have been great to see Riddle back in the ring, but whatever. Uh, they start their match now. Bobby and Bronson Reed. We all know Bronson Reed is a big Triple H guy, or Triple H is a big fan of Bronson Reed, and he's doing great with this guy. They have their match. Went like damn near 10 minutes. I think it was like 8, 9 minutes, something like that, and it was good. Two big guys. You're not gonna have much to really report on. They do what the big guys do. Lashley was able to get a suplex on Bronson Reed. I was hoping he could have done the stalling suplex that he does, but of course he's probably too big for Bobby Lashley to do that, right? So he hits the suplex, and then he eventually tries to lock in Hurt Lock, and that didn't. He was able to power out Bronson Reed, and there he wasn't able to lock the submission in Bobby Lashley. So they end up still going at it. They're fighting. They end up to the outside of the floor, and they're still going at it. This time they're really like throwing blows, throwing blows. Bobby went to put Bronson Reed up on his shoulders and do that thing he does on the outside where he throws everybody's face into the post or their leg or whatever, but he couldn't do it. Bronson Reed comes down, he pulls Lashley's face, probably was a misstep there, and then he throws him into the corner post. And as he does that, the ref counts 10. So I didn't even realize that the ref was almost at 10. So it's a double count out, and these guys still continue to fight, and the officials come out and they start to break them up. So right now, Bronson Reed technically still hasn't been defeated. Being built up as a big powerhouse, Bronson Reed's gonna be a problem. He could be a world champion contender, in my opinion. Can he be a champion? I don't know. That I don't know. But up next we have Cody flipping Rhodes. Is he gonna explain what happened? Not explain what happened, but explain why it happened, which I was hearing that he did. Because I didn't watch it live. I watched it after the fact because I was watching some other stuff. Some what is it? It was an anime. I'm drawing a blank. Full Metal Alchemist, and another show called Taskmaster. But he does come out and he does give the explanation, and it is ridiculous. But it's not his fault. He's being told what to say, right? Right. So Cody comes out, gets to the ring, does his thing, still holding his ribs. I might add. Um, I'm really starting to believe that he might actually be injured again, and going into a match with Brock Lesnar, I don't think that's a good idea. But whatever, right? Cody's in the ring. He apologizes for losing at WrestleMania. Everybody's still saying the story is not finished. That is like the word of the month, the word of the year now. Story. The story is not finished. And what's the story? I'm sick of hearing it. But um he's there, he's cutting his promo. You know Cody Rhodes. He's gonna knock it out the park every single time. And he's been doing it since he's been in AEW. Real dude's really, really good. Hot key point, he says, Paul Heyman said something to him about earning it. And he's like, basically giving the rundown. Like, I was here. I was dashing. I was Stardust. I left or I got let go and I became an EVP and I was with this company and I was doing this and I was doing that and I came back and what more do you want? You talk about earn it. I am it. And he said it was just the way he sold it, the way he delivered it was amazing. All right. He also mentioned that, he heard the same thing we heard, and everybody's still trying to sell this crap. And that's that Brock Lesnar attacked Cody because he was mad about his spot on the WrestleMania card. If they keep trying to sell this and this is going to be the reason that they've run with, I would be so mad. I would be really mad. Like, that's what you got. Sorry, I was looking at my phone. That's what you got. You were mad because you went on number one, or you were mad because you had a match with Omos instead of a WWE Championship match. If that's what they go with, which they can't because they wrote it in the story that if you lost to Roman Reigns, if you lost to Roman again, you will not get a shot at the title as long as he's champion. So help me make sense of that. You had a match. They wrote, as long as Roman Reigns is champion, if you lose, you cannot get another shot at the title. Then you come down to the ring during the tag match that, hey, he needs a tag partner. They have you come down, and before that, they say, Paul Heyman says, whoever comes down to help, you don't get a shot at the championship as long as Roman Reigns is champion. Down comes the guy who it didn't even matter to because he can't get a shot at the title. Now, for me, to be honest, I did not know that was there. I missed that stipulation. I really did. So it was a shock to me when that all went down. I was like, huh? But yeah, so if that was already written in the story thing, then what else could you be mad about? It's a head scratcher, man. It's hard to even put it to words. You can't get a shot at the title per the storyline. But you're mad at Cody because you had a match with Omos, or you mad with Cody because your match went on first, or you mad because you weren't in the main event? It's like I saw somebody post, I think they commented on a YouTube channel, and it's like, great, Brock Lesnar went from a beast to crybaby character wise. Like, what is that? I gotta say it because that's it's the new thing now. That's a Vince McMahon thing. That is very Vince McMahon like. Something like that makes no sense whatsoever. But I'm not screaming, I'm not yelling, I'm just throwing it out there. You'll never hear me get that pissed off, like yelling and screaming at the top of my lungs. And nah, I just think it's that line, that story, that what they wrote makes no sense. And they keep running with it for like this is the second week, right? Yeah, it's the second week. So are they gonna do it again? Because they had Wade Barrett say it. They had Corey Graves say it. They have Cody Rhodes saying it now. What the hell? They're really putting this out there. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. So to wrap up the promo segment, Cody challenges Brock Lesnar at Backlash, and he says WrestleMania Backlash, by the way. I don't think it's gonna be called WrestleMania Backlash because they would have put it on the art. It's just straight Backlash. But who cares? It is what it is. It's still Backlash. He challenges Brock Lesnar. Now, my gripe, my problem, my issue, my with this match, if Brock accepts, because they could set it up to where he doesn't accept. But my thing with this is that you give the you have the match at Backlash. Do you have Cody go over? Do you have Cody Rhodes beat Brock Lesnar? Or do you not? Now, they want story. They want Cody to struggle and all this other stuff. But you give him a match against Brock Lesnar, he loses. That doesn't help his case. You win the Royal Rumble, great. But you lost to Roman Reigns. You got beat down the night after. Then you go up against Brock and he beats you. Who do you face? Who else do you face? Who else do you struggle against? They give you nobody else. If he beats Brock, that's still a head scratcher because you couldn't beat Roman. My arm is twitching. But yeah, you beat Brock, but you didn't beat Roman. And Brock Lesnar, just everybody says it. All the guys, all the wrestlers that have been in the ring with Brock say, yeah, he's that guy. He is that guy. So what do we do? Where do you guys go from there? You couldn't beat Roman Reigns, but you can beat Brock Lesnar. You got to give him the belt after that. You have no choice, because now it's super believable at the same time being unbelievable. Roman Reigns and Brock, yeah, we could see that. Eventually, he was going to beat him. They were going back and forth so much. Eventually, he was going to beat him. Will Brock be willing to do the job? Well, not the job, because Brock's going to kick Cody Rhodes' ass. He's going to. But yeah, we'll wait, see how this turns out. Will Brock accept? Will he not? He probably will. But we'll see. We'll see. We will see. But I don't believe it. I can't see. It's hard to say. I can't see Cody losing. I can't see Cody winning. But we'll see how it all plays out. Up next, we have a tag team match. I know Paul Heyman said the Usos were there, but I didn't think they would have a tag team match. They did. Which was them versus the Alpha Academy. And I will say, it is weird to see the Usos without the tag team titles. It wasn't weird when the New Day lost them, because they had that whole rivalry going on too, and it just wasn't weird when the New Day didn't have those titles. But right now, it's weird not seeing the Usos with the tag team titles. It really is. So I'll nitpick on that, and then I want to nitpick on the fact that, like I said, I didn't know. Who the hell am I, right? But I didn't know that the Usos were gonna have a tag team match. And the thing I want to nitpick is that the WWE has really gotten bad over the years of not promoting their shows. My fish tank was loud. Their matches, like they told us. They told us last week, oh, we're gonna get Miz versus Riddle. We didn't even get that. Like, what? Okay, we didn't get that. Then something else I nitpick here. But we didn't get the Miz Riddle thing because of what do you call it? Flight delays. Okay, cool. But still, we're not getting it. We're not getting it. I'm still lost on the flight delay thing. I really am. And why I'm lost on the flight delay thing too is it's about to be the main event, and I haven't seen Seth Rollins. No Seth Rollins on the Raw at all. I mean, you scrapped his segment, the Raw after Mania. You scrapped his segment, but he was there. He was in the back. He started talking. He was like, "Yeah, the party's out there, so let's go out there." Then they scrapped his segment. There's no Seth Rollins on this show. Interesting. Very, very interesting. But the Usos and the Alpha Academy actually did have a good tag team match. But in the end, the Usos won. When are they going to get their rematch for their titles? I would assume Backlash, but I don't know if they're going to get that. So we will see. That match happened. And then after that, we got Io replaced Bayley in the triple threat match with Piper Niven and Mi Chin. And the crowd was dead. Uh, Definitely for the ladies' entrances, they were dead. When Mia Yim came out, which is not Mi Chin, whatever. When Mia Yim came out, there was no reaction. Piper Niven, nothing, barely a peep. Um, but it is what it is, right? We have the triple threat match. The winner gets a shot at Bianca Belair for her women's championship. I'm not sure if that's going to happen next week. I'm not sure if that's going to happen at Backlash. But in the end, another good match for the ladies. The winner is Io Sky. Io gets the shot at the women's championship. Now, this will be Io's first women's championship on the roster, which I kind of like how they did it. Well, no, because Io hasn't had any singles matches since she's been on the roster. She had that triple threat match she just had, and the rest were tag team matches. I would like to see her and Asuka have a match. I think it would be great. I think it would be one of those bangers. But she wins. Bayley looks on all happy, you know. Ooh, yeah, this is great, right? So we know some type of schmaz is gonna happen in that match. But if they're smart, they'll have Io break this streak that Bianca Belair is on. Have her win the championship, and then really justify the split with Damage Control. Have Bayley and Io Shirai, Io Sky going back and forth with the title. Have some good matches because Bayley can put on some good matches. We know it. She's one of the 4 horsewomen, and it would be great for her, Bayley, to put her over. Solidify that championship win, and then have Dakota Kai like figure it out. What you gonna do? Are you gonna be the Marty Jannetty, like JC Jane? But yeah, so that's that match. That match was over. That was a good triple threat. Mia Yim finally got used, you know. She finally got put on. Piper Niven got some more time too, so that was cool. And we have a winner, and we have a new number 1 contender for the women's championship, and hopefully she remains in that title picture or in the realm of possibility. Up next, we have the Usos coming out with Solo Sikoa, the problem. His new shirt, the one problem. The Usos coming out with Solo Sikoa to take on Kevin Owens next. So the matches get ready to start. And one thing I would like to point out is that they're doing a great job with Solo. They're this bloodline thing is really turning out to be one of the greatest storylines of all time. It is like the WWE revolves around them. This is NWO 2.0 without the spray paint. Because when the NWO and DX popped up, it just took off. And things aren't taking off like it did back then. But the bloodline is what WWE is right now. WWE is bloodline. Because they went from everything being about Roman Reigns to now being about Sammy. They made Roman. They made Jay, main event Jey Uso. They made Sami Zayn. Now they're making Solo Sikoa while including other people. So now this is like the Solo Sikoa story now. And he's been doing great. He hasn't lost. This match he just did with Kevin Owens. Looks like Kevin Owens might be injured or he's selling it really well, but I don't think so. I think he's really hurt the right leg. I think it is right knee or something like that. Solo kicked him, gave him a good kick down there. So he's limping. I don't know if he's selling it really well or if he's really hurt, but dude looks in a bad way. So that would be kind of crappy, given the fact they just won the tag team titles. But yeah, the story has now shifted. The storyline of the bloodline has now shifted to the Usos and Solo Sikoa, and that's a big deal. And they also add in Riddle, Matt Riddle. You know, the guy that was supposed to have a match against The Miz. The match was scrapped, obviously, because here comes at the end of the match after Solo wins, the Usos, who were with him, they interfered in the match. The Usos, basically, because they're all Usos, all three of them, the Usos, attack Sammy's Kevin Owens, and then here comes Sammy's music. He's coming to run down, and Matt Riddle's right behind him. So what? You gave us a match, and then you didn't give us a match. You were like, oh, The Miz and Matt Riddle, and then the end of the night, here comes Matt Riddle. You tell me they just showed up and was like, guys, just go out there. Really? Nah, I don't believe that. So there's still some hints of Vince McMahon in there, because that's a Vince McMahon move. And the Otis thing in the back earlier, that's a Vince McMahon thing. And I can say this isn't like I'm not joining the bandwagon and Vince McMahon, that's a Vince McMahon thing and a Triple H thing. Nah, I've always known this to happen with WWE when the rumor stuff and new stuff started happening, with Vince McMahon tearing up scripts and changing things on the fly. So don't believe. You guys need to stop listening to that stuff and stop digging into that stuff. Forget the rumors. Enjoy the wrestling, man. Enjoy the wrestling. Enjoy what you're seeing. You have a nice storyline going on, a good one. It's been going on for damn near 3 years. I think I'm right. Damn near 3 years. And it's only getting better. It's only getting better. So next up, hopefully coming up soon, will be the draft, and we'll get more into that as time goes on, time goes by. They'll probably be talking more about the draft and letting us know how the process of it all is going to go, which is going to be great. Things are going to change in the sense of different match types, different rivalries. You know how it goes. You guys know how these drafts go, man. It changes and you get to see stuff different. But in all, the show it's pretty good. The crowd was the crowd wasn't great, but you can't expect that all the time. You can't expect hot crowds every single show. Tomorrow is no, not tomorrow. Today is NXT, but I don't do NXT reviews. I don't talk too much about NXT, but I do need to put it up there in the little ticker right there. So I do need to add that to that. Maybe one day I will talk about them, because right now we got a heel Braun Breaker and a babyface Carmelo Hayes. Because Carmelo took the title from Braun Breaker. So, we got a new NXT champion. Are we going to build that up and then, let them have their match at Breaking Ground, I think it is, and then send him on up to the main roster? He needs to get up there. Hell, Mello Hayes needs to get up there. Some tag teams need to get up there. The Creed brothers, that'd be cool. Creed brothers and Braun Breaker. That they looked good when they had the triple threat or the 6-man tag match. I forgot who they went up against, but they looked good. But yeah, I need to throw the NXT thing up there in the ticker, the logo. And everything will be perfect. I kind of like what I got going on, with the background, keeping it simple, no green screen. That's too much maintenance, too much work. It drove me nuts. And I like what I see here. And if you guys like what you see here, man, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Jim ain't no EPO, just popped up on my notifications. Yeah, hit the like button, man. Share it out to people. Subscribe to the channel. Leave me your comments. Enjoy your day. Enjoy life. Until next time, I'm out.